Is it? Oh, okay, it's just November. For a second there, I thought it would be like a gloomy day. It's... I'm starting to feel the chill of the nippy November air. If this is any indication, it looks like winter is going to be pretty bad this year. Blowing on my hands, I start to journey to school, although I stop once I see a familiar red phone on the sidewalk. Hey, Midas! Morning, Sayori. Man, it's cold, isn't it? She shivers slightly. No surprise given her uniform, much like mine, isn't really built for warmth. Yeah, it really is. My hands are the worst. I'm always forgetting my gloves. What? Forgetting or just have them lost again? Same thing, really. Anyway, how have you been recently? Yeah, pretty good. Thanks. How are you? Yeah, I've been okay. That nervous stuff doesn't look okay. This year feels like it's going by so quickly, doesn't it? Tell me about it. Since joining the Ranger Club, it all feels like a blur. Yeah, you've really settled in well, haven't you? I'm so glad that you managed to make friends with everyone so soon. Yes, okay. No, I know, especially Yuri, but please don't be sad. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, I'm just teasing. It really looks like you two are getting along, huh? Yeah, we are. He's just really fun to talk to, always shrouded in mystery, so I never really expect what to expect. Or I never really know what to expect, rather. But it's not a bad thing, you know? I was kinda surprised to see her open up to you so much. I always thought she would just keep to herself. Yeah, I guess. I'm not complaining though. I'm glad that I've managed to get her out of her shell, you know? I didn't think that I'd have anything to talk to her about when we first met, but I'm glad I have been proven wrong. She's really smart and elegant, isn't she? Yes, and the fact that you're saying this makes me really uncomfortable because it's you. Please don't be sad. I'll do your route in the future. Please chill out. Yeah, for sure. I've never met anyone like her before. I was kinda scared she'd be really judgmental cause, well, we both know I'm no poet, nor do I have an extensive taste in reading. But as I got to know her more and more, I felt we actually have a lot more in common than I realized. She's really opened my eyes to a new world of literature, and I'm grateful for that. Sayori's no, please don't be. Sayori's quiet for a moment. Although truthfully, I don't really notice. My brain is still preoccupied thinking about all of the time I've spent with Yuri. Midas? Huh? You were staring off into space. Yeah. Sorry. Was just thinking about stuff. She looks down for a moment. What kind of stuff do you guys talk about? I've never seen you so lost in thought, so I'm guessing it was pretty deep. Would you believe me if I said books? The Awakening, to give an example. I don't think I've heard of it. What's it about? Oh god, that's a question. Well, the main themes are about society, constraints, loneliness, expectations, that kind of thing. I didn't really realize how lonely Yuri was. Discussing the book with it and drawing upon the parallels between its themes and her life really made me notice. Although, in a strange way, it made me enjoy our time together. I felt like I really had a proper friend she could... I felt like she finally had a proper friend she could talk to about her hobbies and walk with around town. And you're sad. Oh, Sayori. I get the feeling she doesn't really get to discuss her literary interest in much detail, which is sad. But seeing how happy and excited she was, it really puts a smile on my own face. That sounds just like you, Midas. Always looking out for others. I remember you were like that with me when we were kids. I remember those days as well. Please don't be sad. I'll do your route soon. They feel like such a long time ago, don't they? They really do. Our conversation is cut by school looming in sight. After bidding each other goodbye, we both make our ways to our respective classes. About half an hour has passed since the start of the lesson. After explaining the task, Sakurai left us in our own devices, while he sits at the front, marking some papers. It's amazing how much more engaging the material is when you actually have an interest in it. I can't exactly say I'm a history buff, but spending time with Yuri, especially when we talk about themes, has made me appreciate what the world was like during the previous century. It's easy for us to see now, but back then, no one realized Germany was a breeding ground for hatred. They've done some really horrible things. Wouldn't that be obvious? I'm not so sure. Everything going alright, Midas? Oh, good on my end, sir. You were right. This century really is interesting, haha. Of course. Although it's rather unfortunate how I'm limited with how much depth I can go into, given that this is just high school history. Oh, don't be sad, I enjoy your lessons. Anyway, I wanted to ask you how you're feeling for your upcoming exams. Pretty confident, I've been doing a lot of reading, so I reckon I'll do pretty well with the essay subjects. Well, in that case, I expect your history marks to be a true reflection of how amazing your teacher is. Haha. Sorry, teacher humor. Anyway, that's encouraging to hear. How about sciences? Mathematics? Well, not my strong suit, but I've a few study sessions in Yuri, and I'm hoping she consolidates my knowledge. Ah, study sessions. You're adopting a very commendable approach to ensure you're a well-rounded student. It has nothing to do with you wanting to spend more time in Yuri, I assume. That expression though, oh my goodness, sir. You got me red-handed, I'd say. Just teasing. But for what it's worth, take it from me. You've definitely killed two birds with one stone. Smooth, sir. Nice one, Sir Sakurai. He winks and chuckles to himself. A warm flush courses through my cheeks as I watch him, as he approaches the next student. Well, he strikes me as the kind of guy who's been in my situation before. With the sound of the bell ringing in my ears, I pack up my things and head for the Leisure Club. After waving hello to the girls, I take a seat. Soon after, Monica kickstarts the session. Okay everyone, as you're all aware, exams are coming up. So over the next few weeks, I think it would be the best if we put these sessions on hold. I know no one really wants to, but unfortunately I'll be too busy to run them. Unless someone else wants to run these sessions in my place. Vice President Sayori? Would you like to do so? There's a general murmur of conversation. It wouldn't be the same without you, to be honest, Monica. Agreed. I could do with some more time to focus on math and stuff anyway. As much as I enjoy these sessions, they don't really help out with that. How about you, Sayori? Natsuki? Yeah, it's a shame, but I understand. Fine by me. We need to have a... Yes! We definitely need the Christmas party. This is... I just remembered it's November, so Christmas must be around the corner. Like we did with Halloween. We can definitely plan that after our exams are over. For now though, that's your poem, shall we? That was a good session to end it on for now, guys. See you all soon. Oh, and... oh no. Oh no. What do you want to talk about with Monica, Sayori? With that, I head for the door with Yuri in tow. Wait, okay, we're going to walk home with Yuri, I'm guessing. Ironically enough, I find myself thinking of Sayori this time as I walk home with Yuri. What does she think about when she walks home? I kind of feel guilty walking home with Yuri instead of Sayori. But Sayori stayed behind to talk to Monica after the club meeting ended, so... Please be alright, Sayori. A part of me is kinda glad that I get to talk to Yuri alone though. Midas? Sorry. I sort of spaced out for a bit. It's fine. You must be feeling stressed from all that exam preparation. Yeah, totally. Anyway, I was just saying, I'm glad that we did end up planning this study. Oh, we're going to study now? Alrighty then. With my help, perhaps you'll feel less stressed after today. That is to say, if you need any help at all. I'm not trying to assume anything about your capabilities or anything. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure I will need your help. How have you been though? Need any new books? Well, I actually did start on one fairly recently. A Stranger by Albert Camus. Huh. Is that any good? It is. At least in my opinion. Simply put, it's about a man who feels like a stranger in society. He's overwhelmingly indifferent to life, and as a result freely disregards social norms. I don't know if you're familiar with Camus, but he wrote a lot on the absurd. What, like ridiculous things? No, like the absurdity in a philosophical sense. Well, he doesn't explicitly speak on it in The Stranger, but the novel is heavily entrenched with themes of absurdity, and they're shown through the seeming innate irrationality of humanity through the plot's events. Funnily enough, the main character only finds happiness after realizing that there's no inherent meaning to life. I mean, you're going to have to make that, like, what's life to you, I'm guessing. Not that I actually find it funny or anything. Gee, she's always overthinking her words. It's cute when she gets flustered, but it also makes me worry for her. Well, I'll do what I can to distract her from her nerves. So this absurdity comes from the lack of purpose in the universe then? Not quite. Rather, it comes from the contradiction between simultaneous need and an ability to find that purpose. Dang, kind of a depressing subject matter, don't you think? I suppose so, but interestingly, Camus still thought that we should search for a meaning to life anyway. I mean, obviously we should. I mean, we all have different purposes in life, but that's really the purpose of life. Find your purpose. Hey, wanna continue this conversation inside? At the start, Yuri looks up to see that we've reached my house. I didn't notice that we've already arrived. I doubt that. After all, the conversation has been pretty interesting. We make our way up the front door as I rummage through my bag for my keys. Right, there they are. The lock smoothly turns with a sharp click, and with that, we're in. I'm still not used to the fact that this is our home. I toss my bag onto the couch while Yuri places hers gently on the floor. As I stretch, a yawn breaks across my face. Man, like, I know that this is really different from how MC's house is depicted, so I'm not used to it. Tired already? She just sits down on the couch and smiles at me with a gentle chuckle. Honestly, I'm always tired when I get home from school. Who isn't? I can only take so much schooling before I collapse and die. I suppose I'll need a defibrillator ready when we start studying. Hope you know CPR. Oh my. Smooth, MC. That was smooth of us Midas. I find myself slouching down on the couch as we pull out our revision materials. So many notes to look over. I don't really want to start. Hey, speaking of that, you know how we were speaking about absurdism before? Isn't that all kind of similar to existentialism? Or nihilism? Yes, although I'd say the absurdist thought lies somewhere in between those two. For instance, existentialists would say that you can find meaning to life. Nihilists would say you couldn't, and absurdists would assert that you can to some extent. I've learned something new today. You're so informative. So, what would you say your meaning to life is? Woohoo, so you're finally asking this question. To be honest, I'm not too sure. I don't think I've read enough to form any. You, of all people, to not read enough? Really? You hadn't read enough? It's not that hard to believe, is it? Actually, it really is. There are so many books out there that I want to read, but I may never get to. And there are so many things that I want to do, but can't seem to bring myself to do. Like what? Yuri softly looks up and straight into my eyes, her gaze piercing through my What do you want with us, Yuri? Like, her eyes seem particularly intense above her blushing cheeks and slightly parted lips. Never mind. She looks away just as quickly, her cheeks deepening in color. Well, regardless, you can always ask me for help whenever you need. Seriously, I'd be really happy if you could depend on me. Thank you. You're so thoughtful as always. I'm so glad that I have you to rely on, Midas. It makes me feel safe and secure. Aww. Don't you worry, Yuri. Yuri's voice suddenly takes on a sensual breathiness, causing shivers to run down my spine. Hey, Midas? You mean it? Of course, Yuri, I mean it. Why would I lie to you? Oh no. No, this is crazy, Yuri. No. You're not lying, are you? And no. Why would I? That's right. You'd never lie to me. I'm so glad. I never had to worry about you abandoning me. I don't have a reason to abandon you in the first place. To be honest, I'm even more concerned. Yeah. Why does my... Oh no! No! Why does my heart is beating so fast right? Please don't pull a knife out right now. Please. I don't have much experience with romance, but isn't Yuri acting kind of weird? No, this isn't kind of weird. It's very, very weird. Whenever Yuri has those eyes, it's never a good sign most of the time. I mean, I freaked out during the Halloween and stuff. So, yeah, I kinda have that innate feeling that whenever she goes with the crazy eyes, 9 times out of 10, something bad will happen. Yuri must have noticed my uncertain facial expression as she abruptly snaps out of her reverie. Sorry, I just said something weird. Oh no. It's alright. This is seriously awkward. The only thing I seem capable of doing is laughing uncomfortably. Let's just change the subject. There's nothing strange about showing gratitude, so don't sweat it, Yuri. Really? Okay then. Thank you. Anyway, we'd better get started on studying before it gets too late. After all, that's the reason why you're here, right? Yes. I think something else will happen along the line later. We spread out all our textbooks and notes on the coffee table to begin deciding on where to start. I'm still feeling too awkward to meet her eyes, but hopefully this feeling fades soon. Shoot! The pen that I've been spinning twirls out of my grasp and clatters across the table. Yuri jumps a bit, startled by the sudden noise. She must have been concentrating so hard on her problem sets. It's no wonder that she's a better student than me, with how incredibly focused she can get. Well, it's not like I set the bar high or anything, but she's just really diligent. She seems virtually immune to distractions and boredom. Unlike me, my mind wanders 80% of the time. It's been a while since we started, hasn't it? Looks like Yuri's picked up on how bored I am. Yeah, we actually got a lot done. Thanks for all your help with math and physics, by the way. You're welcome. Having you solidified everything in my mind anyway, so... You don't have to give yourself enough credit. You don't give yourself enough credit, don't you, Yuri? You're a real lifesaver. Thank you. I know that sometimes I have a weird... I know that I sometimes have a hard time articulating my thoughts on certain topics, so just let me know if you need me to explain something again. Well, I think I got the gist of everything for now. My stomach gurgles before I continue talking about schoolwork. Oh, another note. How does dinner sound? Ooh, I wouldn't want to impose. Come on, I'm gonna be cooking for myself anyway. What's one more mouth to feed? Well, if you're absolutely sure. I mean, if you ask me personally, I think it's mandatory to give food to your guests. Of course I am. Actually, they want to take extras home too. I want to make it up to your parents for keeping you away for so long. They won't need it. Wait, that's an actual word? You needn't go... Oh, sorry. You needn't go that far to be a gracious host. Alright then. If you're sure, you're gonna study a little more. Or do you want to help me make sure that I don't burn the house down in the kitchen? I'd love to help, but... She bites her lip, her cheeks pink. Would it be alright if I do a couple of stretches in the living room while you cooked? As long as it's actually stretches and not the thing that I'm probably thinking right now. I apologize if this is inappropriate. You mean something like yoga? A little. Although I've never specifically done yoga before. It feels a bit embarrassing. It's embarrassing? As I try to imagine Yuri doing yoga, my cheeks begin to heat up. Yeah. I can see why Yuri would think about that yoga. Think that about yoga rather. Anyway, they're just some simple stretches to help relieve some of my back and neck pain. I have the terrible posture, and sitting down for extended periods of time with my back hunched over tends to make my muscles incredibly tense. Posture? Haha. Yeah, posture. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Feel free to do your exercises in the living room then. She smiles gratefully at me. It shouldn't take too long. I ponder my dinner options as I head into the kitchen. I do still have frozen dumplings left, and I don't really want to make it seem like they're the only things I ever eat. So much as I love them, man's gotta have his limits. So, what's another dish that I could somehow impress Yuri? Rice is always a good option, but I don't know if I have anything to make a side dishes with. I quickly wash the rice and pop it in the rice cooker while I think. If I still have some pre-made curry raw? I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. Left in the box then, bingo. I have enough ingredients for it, so curry it is. Good thing I went grocery shopping. My mind wanders as I dice the kitchen. What? Sorry. My mind wanders as I dice the chicken and season it. This kind of reminds me when Sayori and Yuri cooked for me when I was sick. Talking to Mom about the house almost getting set on fire was not fun to say the least. I'm just glad she understood that they were taking care of me and that mistakes happen. Speaking of, I better get the stove going. After a while, I've got all the vegetables and chicken going in a pot. All it needs now is chicken stock, seasoning, and the curry mix. I'm just gonna say mix. And it'll be done. I wonder how Yes. I really wonder how Yuri's doing. Hold on. I should focus on making the food first. No need to pull a Sayori here. The sweet and slightly spicy smell of curry has completely permeated the kitchen by now. It's just like when I was a kid. Back then, it'd be Dad standing here making the curry. We'd all sit around the table for dinner, talking about our days and the days ahead. I miss those times. But I just need to focus on living in the here and now. All that stuff is in the past. Otherwise, that wouldn't make anyone happy. I'm just gonna check on Yuri before I continue this train of thought. Hey, Yuri! You doing okay? Oh no. A sharp inhale through teeth sounds from the living room. Yikes. Did I startle her? Whoops. Yeah. Her voice seemed a little strained as she answers back. I didn't accidentally mess up her stretching, did I? I'll be there in a moment. It's okay. Feel free to take as much time as you need. I'll just be here. A few minutes later, I have the curry ladled in 2 dishes alongside fluffy white rice. As if on cue, Yuri finally enters the kitchen, sniffing the air appreciatively. Apologies for taking so long, Midas. Nah, it's fine. I've made curry before, so I've got this. It looks great though. I haven't had Japanese curry in a while. Well, feel free to dig in. She smiles as she settles down into the meal. Eating together with Yuri feels almost like an intimate exercise. She carefully savors each bite as if she were a food critic, imprinting the dish to her memory. So, how's the food? Bring on all the critics. I'm strong enough to handle them, haha. Heh, your curry turned out quite well. Oh no, although, I believe you could have used some more salt, and maybe a bit more heat. You're into spicier dishes then? Well, when it comes to curry, I suppose so. My mother always did prefer spicier foods, and that ended up influencing my own tastes. I'll keep that in mind the next time I cook dinner for you. Man, we're not in a relationship yet, and we're cooking for her. This is very sweet. My own parents like sweeter curries, probably because I don't have much of a spice tolerance to begin with. There's no time like the present to begin building up that tolerance. You've got me there. Anyway, if you're finished, I can take care of the dishes. Oh, no. You're the one who treated me, so I should wash them. You're my guest? I mean, if you ask me, that's kinda unethical for guests to do the house chores. I can't allow myself to be such a bother. Hey, it's seriously no bother at all. But, alright, if you're not backing down, how about a compromise? How are we gonna compromise? I can wash the dishes and you... Okay. I can wash the dishes and you can dry them. Ah, that works. We gather up all the dishes and pots and dump them into the sink. It doesn't take long for us to settle in a comfortable rhythm of washing and drying the dishes. However, my attention drifts more and more towards Yuri as time passes on. At one point, I'm looking over in her direction more than I am in the dishes themselves. Just make sure not to drop them. Well, she'll probably call me out if... Oh, sorry. She'll probably call me out on it if my washing gets too sloppy. She's got that deep look of concentration on her face again. Why do you need to concentrate so much while we're washing dishes? It's pretty amazing how she can get lost in doing things, from studying and reading to even doing the dishes. That's something I seriously admire about her. She has that unwavering ability to completely devote herself to a task at hand. Somehow I could never see her giving anything up halfway through or leaving her work unfinished. Honestly speaking, it's a quality that a lot more people need. Midas? What's up? You've been washing your hands for almost a minute now. Wait, what? I looked down and seen that I've been literally scrubbing my hands with... You got lost. Sorry, I was just... Were you lost in thought? Yeah, yes you could say that. I'm sorry. No need to apologize. You know how often it happens to me, after all. I'm surprised that you were that preoccupied with your daydreams, though. What were you thinking about, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I'm more surprised that Yuri isn't commenting. Or sorry, isn't commenting about my staring at her. But it's good to know that I'm more stealthy than I thought. Either that or she's grown a lot more used to me at this point. I was just thinking about how this day has been. Ah, yes. It's been lovely studying with you today. It's always been nice being with you. I never find it difficult to talk with you, and you always make me feel comfortable being myself. Yeah, same here. We stare at each other for a moment, our blushing faces breaking into smiles. Midas? May I use your restroom? She shuffles away for a bit, but clearly keen to rush away to the bathroom. That wasn't what I was expecting her to say, but if she needs to go then... Of course, Yuri. You know where it is, right? Thank you. Quick footsteps follow her upstairs to the restroom. Well, I don't know what I was really expecting, but guess I'll head back into the living room. It's not too late in the day yet, but it's already dark out. What's the— oh no. Why are you— yes, why is Yuri taking so long? Should I check on her? I hope my really hope my curry didn't upset her stomach somehow. I should probably see how she's doing just in case. Just as I make it to the top, Yuri steps out of the bathroom. Oh no. Her eyes are crazy. 9 times out of 10 something bad happened. Oh, Midas! Her breathing seems a bit irregular, and she looks noticeably more disheveled than I remember. Oh no! She must have noticed my concerned gaze as she quickly turns away. Is there something on my face? You had the crazy eyes earlier, Yuri. You were just taking a long time, so I wanted to check on you if you were okay. I'm fine, but thank you for your concern. Her breathing is still suspiciously uneven. Are you sure? Oh, no, you're not. The real Yuri isn't so assertive, especially since I'm just concerned. I said I'm fine. I mean, she takes a deep breath. Sorry for snapping at you. I'm just feeling a little out of sorts. No, I should be the one apologizing. I didn't need to pry. Although I don't even know what I'm prying into. It must have been serious though, if Yuri's getting this irritable. It's no problem, Midas. We're quiet as we make our way back downstairs. I wonder what she's thinking. It's starting to get late now. Yup. I was just about to ask if you wanted to pack up and head out. I probably should. I wouldn't want to keep you too late on a school night. Don't you worry about it. I wish we could just hang out forever, but life has other plans. A light blush tinges Yuri's pale cheeks as she continues putting away her books. Not to mention the bus schedule. Yeah, we can't have you missing that now, can we? There's a soft look in Yuri's eyes as she finally takes her bag and moves to stand beside me. I believe I'm ready now. Alright then, let's go. Walking to the nearest bus stop, our pace is fairly unhurried. But that's alright, it's nice. Leisurely walking through the night with Yuri by my side. Upon reaching the bus stop, we sit down and look at the clear sky. Countless stars twinkle down from the endless ocean of the night. The darkness seems all the more deep and unfathomable when compared to the luminous moon. A melancholy smile graces Yuri's face, her eyes shining in the starlight. Hey Midas, isn't it strange to think that some of those stars we're seeing could already be dead? We just haven't realized it yet? And maybe we die along, and maybe— oh sorry, and we may die long before we ever realize it. Humans are ephemeral creatures, aren't they? Haha, you talk as though you're not a human yourself. But it seems kind of poetic, over being able to appreciate and remember those stars' glory even if after they disappear. Even though we might be short-lived in relation to the rest of the universe, I think it's lucky that we'll still be able to experience such beauty. That's a beautiful way of seeing it, Midas. You're right. People who die, we should be thankful that we were able to spend time with them at all. From dead stars to dead people, huh? I wonder if Yuri's experienced loss before. I'm guessing kind of yes, kind of no. I'm not so sure. Looking back at her though, it's clear that she is once again drifted off into her thoughts. Not even the bus's arrival seems to distract her. Hey Yuri, the bus is here. Oh, you're right. I hadn't noticed. The bus is pretty empty, although that's to be expected. Most people get off before it reaches the residential areas. Yuri takes a window seat, and I slide into the next seat to her. The night sky outside is still as dark as ever, but now it's filtered by the fluorescent light reflecting off the window. Yuri yawns, politely covering her mouth as he does so. Excuse me. I'm just feeling incredibly tired all of a sudden. Yeah, same here. We were pretty productive today, weren't we? A thought suddenly comes to mind. If the exams is like something that happens in all routes, will it change depending on which doki we chose? I'm thinking so. A few moments pass by quietly, with the two of us swaying gently along the bus. Without a word passing between us, Yuri starts leaning into me. At this point, my nose is filled with the scent of lavender, mint, and lilac? Although I might not be sure of what the scents exactly are. What I do know is that it smells so nice. Besides, it feels so right. I can't help but feel totally relaxed, the warm fuzziness inside me causing my perception of time to slow to a glacial pace. Suddenly, Yuri sits back up with a jolt. Sorry, I didn't realize I was dozing off. It's perfectly okay. I can stay awake and keep an eye out for your stop if you want to close your eyes for a bit. No, I'm fine. She sure doesn't sound fine. Yuri practically can't keep her eyes open anymore. I'm not sleepy at all. Her voice has dropped down to a murmur and she hastily makes an attempt at rubbing the sleep from her eyes. Wake me up if I fall asleep again, okay? Nah. You go relax, Yuri. It's fine. Alright, got it. With that, we fall back into a cozy silence. Within a few minutes, Yuri's nodding off once again. She feels so utterly warm beside me. It's making my heart race. Who wouldn't have their heart racing when a girl this cute is leaning towards you? There's an uncertain tranquility around about the vulnerability of her expression when she's sleeping. Yuri must be completely tired to completely fall asleep like this. I'd hate to interrupt her well-deserved sleep. After all, she helped me a lot today, and she sure needs to get her rest. Plus, it feels really nice to have her sleep with her head on my shoulder. Aww. But she did ask me to wake her up again. She might just be too polite to want to sleep against me. But then again, she might also want me to respect her wishes. I'm probably overthinking this. I'll just... Oh my goodness, we have a choice? I thought this wouldn't be a choice, but I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to let her sleep. You know what? I'll just let her sleep. She's way too peaceful for me to disturb right now. Property be damned. I'll let her sleep on me for as long as she needs to. Her head is a bit heavy on my shoulder, but at the same time, her warmth makes me feel light inside. And I can't believe that Yuri is actually cuddling up to me right now. Back before I joined the club, I never would have guessed that I'd be so close to anyone before the year ended. I'm definitely going to savor this quiet moment for a while. It's a while before Yuri's eyes finally flutter open again. Midas? She jerks back with an embarrassed look on her face. Did I fall asleep again? Did you have a nice sleep? Oh no! Yuri looks at me reproachfully. I thought I told you to wake me up. Hey, you didn't say when. Besides, I was going to wake you up when you got closer to your stop. A quiet sigh escapes from her lips. You know what I meant. Don't worry about it. It was nice to see you get some rest. I've got a duty to look over you as a friend too, right? I suppose. Sorry, I'm just particularly irritable tonight. Imagine if I chose to wake her up. She would maul me in front of everyone in the bus. Well, everyone has their bad days. Plus, if this is you when you're feeling irritable, then you've got the patience of an angel. And regardless of how you feel, I'll always try my best to protect you. Aww. She looks away bashfully at my compliment, her face red. It looks like I've got to get off soon. I must have been asleep for a while. As the bus nears Yuri's stop, she goes through her bag to check if everything's in place. You didn't forget anything, did you? No, thankfully not. Want me to walk you home? No, I wouldn't want you to go that far out of your way. Another thought went into mind. I think that the other routes would be either easier or harder, since this is not a one-dimensional mod, which is cool, but at the same time I'm nervous because I'm wondering at how bad the bad endings will be. She looks down for a moment, scuffing her shoe against the floor. Thank you. What for? There's a hesitation before she answers, but she eventually shoots me a bittersweet smile. For putting up with me, perhaps. Hey, there's nothing you need to apologize for. I've had a great time with you today, and I wouldn't change a second of it. You're always so caring, Midas. Now it's my turn to be embarrassed. I sheepishly scratched the back of my head. No need to thank me. If you ever feel like talking, just let me know and I'll listen. Her expression relaxes as she takes a slow, deep breath. That means a lot to me, Midas. With a slow wheeze, the bus finally stops to let me off. Well, I'll be going now. Thank you for everything. You don't have to thank me all the time, you know. I'll see you tomorrow, Yuri. Waving one last time, Yuri ducks out of the bus and into the cool night air.